all along my way in radio, often I would have people tell me, "Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you have to wait your time." But I knew that it was up to me to determine, what my outcome would be. As the 10-letter word phrase goes, 10 two-letter word phrase goes, if it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. So I am telling you that if it is to be, it is actually up to you. Okay? It's up to you. But you have to be aware of 4 fundamental tactics, at least I think, and someone actually shared a lot of this content with me, that I think will actually help you along your entrepreneur journey. And with that said, I'm just gonna get straight into it. Okay, here's the deal. Well, first of all, let me share this story with you. Okay, so like I told you, all along the way, people would say to me, "Oh, you can't do it," or "You should wait," or "It's not the right time for you to do it," or it's gonna get there, but you just gotta be patient. Okay, I hate when fucking people tell me you gotta be patient. All right, especially when you know that you have so much value to offer to the world. All right, so when I lost everything in 2008, I said, you know what? I know how to make money, but I don't know how to keep money. Okay, I don't know how to invest money. I need to really educate myself, okay, on how to, get in the game and play the game the way big players play it. So part of that was deciding to go back to school. Now, when I left school in the early 90s, I was a junior/senior in college, right? So I decided to go back to school late 2008, August 2008. Between August 2008, I completed 3 degrees, right? But in my selection of schools, I tried law school, but I got waitlisted, okay? If you don't know what waitlisted is, meaning you basically got rejected, right? Despite my numbers being good, I still got rejected. So I said, well, you know what? I wasn't really interested in that anyway. I'm only doing it because my wife's an attorney. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to business school. That's my passion anyway. So I went to Boston and I got my degree, right? Master's degree. Finished TSU, went to Boston, got my master's degree. Now, I said, I primarily went to Boston for technology. You know what I mean? So all the tech stuff that you see, this is most of the stuff I learned in the graduate program at Boston, right? BU. And I said, but you know what? I still feel like there wasn't any strong business fundamentals that I need some more business fundamentals, right? Because I literally got a master's in international marketing management with a concentration of doing business in Latin America. But however, I selected courses around tech, right? So I decided to go back to school. So I started looking at all the different schools that had successful CEOs, titans of industry. So I remember reading a story about how Jack Welch, who just passed March 1st, 2020, how Jack Welch, the chairman, the CEO of GE, took it from like this 12 or $15 billion value company and focused on what they could be number 1 and number 2 in an industry and pushed it all the way up to almost $300 billion, right? And now I think the market cap for it right now is like $400 billion. But anyway, here's the point. So I looked at Jack Welch. I looked at what school he went to. And then I was like, wait a minute. Jack Welch was the chairman of GE. Also noticed the chairman of General Motors, the chairman of Monsanto's. Monsanto's is basically a drug company that been bought out by Bayer for $66 billion. And the chairman of the Singer Corporation. All of these people went to one school, right? And they were in one class all together. And it was University of Massachusetts Amherst, okay? And the year was 1957. So I'm like, damn, what are they doing over there that they keep having all these successful people? From actors such as Bill Pullman, all these different people, just super successful. So I looked at it. And I decided to apply anyway. Now, I got to be honest with you. I didn't see a lot of people like me. If you know what I mean, like me, that was accepted to the school or actually went to the school. I'm not saying that that's a thing, but I'm just saying I didn't see a lot of people like me. So I decided to apply and I got in, right? And so let me switch cameras here right quick. All right. I want to switch cameras because this is kind of important, right? So I applied and I got in, and very few people get this, right? I literally got my MBA and I got this, okay? This shows that I put in the hard work. Again, many of my friends said to me, why would you do it? Why would you go back to school when you already have a master's? You need to get out here. And besides, you had made plenty of money without degrees. I said because I realized that making money is one thing. Keeping money and investing money is another thing, right? And I needed to be educated. Something that I couldn't learn just on YouTube, right? I literally had to go through the process, okay? So I got in and I did something that I was told, one, I shouldn't do, and two, that I couldn't do. Why? Because I didn't listen to others. So with that said, let's just get into the top 4 reasons why you should not listen to others and just do you. Okay. You have to understand first, the number one reason why you should do you and not just listen to others is because, and I got this from Percy Miller, Master P, when he was my client at 97.9 The Box here in Houston, Texas, when I was account executive. He said to me, man, there is no limit, okay? There is no limit. Man's biggest limitation is his lack of imagination. You get that? Man's biggest limitation is his lack of imagination. So, if you have a crazy idea, such as Steve Jobs had the crazy idea of a personal computer, because remember at the time, computers were huge and they were taking like, warehouse spaces, right? A personal, compact, small computer in every home across America, right? Eventually the world, right? That was the catalyst and that was the spark that grew Apple, okay? Of course, now you have an entire computer in the palm of your hand, which is the iPhone, which was really the product that really catapulted Apple into stardom, so to speak, right? Because most of you probably don't know this, but when Apple first opened with Steve Jobs' idea, Apple in its first year made $100,000. That's it. It made $100,000, period, okay? I'm not talking about profit. I'm just talking about period, right? Second year made $100 million. So, man's biggest limitation is his lack of imagination. So any crazy idea that you have that people cannot fathom it, just like people couldn't imagine the behemoth that Amazon has become, but Jeff Bezos saw that, right? People couldn't imagine, random people just sharing their houses with strangers. What is the market cap of Airbnb, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar company purely based on an idea, purely using other people's resources, such as their houses. All they did was put an app to it, okay, and marketed the shit out of it, okay? People could not fathom hitching a ride from a stranger, but yet we have what? We have Lyft and we have Uber. So, man's biggest limitation is his lack of imagination. So if you have a crazy idea, just freaking fucking go for it, okay? So that's number 1. All right. Number 2. Oftentimes people, what they can't see in themselves, they can't see in you. So if they can't see themselves doing it, no matter how good intentioned they are when they're giving you advice, they're going to tell you not to do it. You know what I mean? So you just have to do you. You have to understand. Most people that give advice haven't accomplished shit in their life anyway. When I say accomplished stuff, I'm not saying not having a good life, because what is value, what is wealth is personal, right? Like, you might be the best housewife, and to you, that's the most valuable thing in the world. That is your wealth. Some people have other aspirations, right? So there are some people who have no aspirations, who purely love the 9 to 5. They purely love making $50,000 a year, getting up in the morning, living the same existence every day. Getting up in the morning, getting dressed, going to work, coming home, watching a movie, drinking a beer, and just repeating the process. Okay? So you have to understand, okay? What people can't see in themselves or can't imagine themselves doing, they oftentimes can't see you doing it. So no matter how good intentioned their advice is, they'll tell you not to do it. So you just have to freaking ignore that advice and just fucking do you, okay? Freaking ignore the advice and just do you. That's what it's all about. Just do you. So that's my advice to you. That is number 2. Do you. All right? Do you, because people can't see in themselves what you're trying to do. Number 3, go with the craziest idea. Okay? I mentioned this in number 1. How does disruption happen? Okay? How does behemoth companies such as Netflix, Amazon, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all these different companies, even companies that have been turned down and told that they were absolutely 100% stupid ideas on Shark Tank, CNBC, with Mr. Wonderful, right? This is the craziest idea. Shouldn't do it. Mark Cuban, I've seen a multi-billionaire who told people that your idea is shit, okay? Do you know that the Ring doorbell was basically turned down on Shark Tank? Because they said it was dumb. Said it was a dumb idea. It was a crazy idea. But that crazy idea worked to the tune of multi-billions, right? Especially when those type of companies get acquired by bigger companies such as Amazon, right? So you have to understand that often it is not the safe path or the safe idea, but it's the craziest idea that actually breaks through and penetrates. Okay. What is the number one energy drink in this country? I think it's 5 Hour Energy, right? But how successful is Red Bull? Extremely successful. I remember early in the game, early 2000s, I had a lady I was seeing, right? Early 2000s. She literally would drive around a Red Bull vehicle and get paid for it, right? Red Bull stuck with it, right? They thought it was a crazy idea to put their branding out there like that because it was so cost intensive, right? The burn rate through cash was so costly, right? But they stuck with it, right? Look where they are today. So if you have a crazy idea and you're having people tell you, oh, it's absolutely nuts, so that's probably the idea you should go after. Because remember, Steve Jobs was told that his idea was completely crazy. They even said going to the moon was crazy. Okay, hold on. All you conspiracy theorists that we didn't really go to the moon, it was some set. Forget all that, okay? Truth of the matter is, we've seen rockets go to outer space with SpaceX, which is Tesla, right? Which is Elon Musk. We've seen that. So we know that space exploration is real, okay? So, suffix all that to say, if you have a crazy idea, just go for it. You know what I mean? You might find that it doesn't work, or you might find that you need to tweak it in order to make it work. But don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. So just do you. That's how disruption happens. That's how innovation happens. And that's how the things that we have today in the world, such as sharing someone's home or hitching a ride with a stranger, actually has become a part of the norm. All right? So do your crazy idea. Just do you. All right? So, number 4. All right? Number 4. Nete queste vese extra. Nete queste vese extra. All right? Do not seek for things outside of yourself. All right? This is a quote from Waldo Emerson. Okay? Waldo Emerson. Now, I'm getting deep here. Waldo Emerson from his essay on self-reliance. this is also the catalyst or the spark to the 50th Power by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. That entire book was based on this. That 50 Cent always relied on himself. This is what Robert Greene came up with. In case you don't know who Robert Greene is, he is the authors of such classics as The 48 Laws of Power, Mastery, and a host of other books. But anyway, here's the point. Always look within. It doesn't matter what other people are saying to you. Look within you when it comes to doing something of great importance, great value that you deem important, that you deem valuable. Because remember, number one, you have to realize that man's biggest limitation is his lack of imagination, but you have to have the imagination to go beyond the norm, okay? Number two, in doing you, you have to realize that people often cannot see, okay? They can't see in you what they can't see in themselves, all right? Number three, that might be a crazy idea, all right? It might be the craziest idea in the world. But the fourth and most important strategy, I believe, which is number 4, is nete queste vese extra, okay? Do not seek for things outside of oneself. Always look into you. Always believe in you, that you can do it, that it doesn't matter what other people say. You can do it because you depend on you. And you should do you. And that's my message for today. All right. Again, the book is by Russell Simmons. Do You, the 12 Laws to Access the Power Within You to Achieve Happiness and Success. If you can get past the sexual allegations against Russell Simmons and the fact that the foreword is actually being read, I don't think he wrote it. Somebody wrote it for him. But being read by Donald Trump, if you get the ebook, this book is very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. So, all I want to say to everyone that's checked out the show today, I really appreciate you, Brother Harold. As always, King is in the house. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the likes. But I also ask you to share this content with someone that you believe that it can help. All right? Someone you believe that it can have a great impact. Remember those 4 strategies and tactics I said today. And also be sure to like and comment on the replay. Post your comments. Post your questions. I still will answer your questions. Okay? We'll still respond to you even if you're not watching the live. All right? And also be sure to check out the Startup Junkie live Monday through Friday right here on this social channel. Also, if you like the podcast, be sure to check us out on iTunes, iHeart Media, Spotify, as well as TuneIn, and a whole bunch of other little podcasting networks, and coming very, very soon. The StartupJunkieLive.io, the social networking site I've been telling you about. Oh man, we're going to open it up for beta in just a little bit, okay? We're going to have a selected few people come in and, and give us their opinions about it. Because remember, any idea that you have to create what is called a lo-fi prototype. Okay? Lo-fi prototype. All right? Let people check it out. Let people beta test it. And, find out the quirks about it and then improve. Okay? Improve. And that's what we're going to do, because we're dedicated 100% to bringing the best content to you, bringing social platforms that you can use and access to things that you can use to actually help you along your entrepreneur journey. I'm AJ. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm out. Take care.